is Sang, and if you are new here, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how I deal with my insecurities and share 6 tips and tricks for you that can help you out. So if you are interested on how I deal with insecurities and some tips and tricks, keep on watching. Alright, so to jump right into this video, I made everything on my notes and I kind of just wrote down everything. So I wrote a lot, and yeah, and I'm just going to kind of read and skim off what I wrote. So my first tip is don't compare yourself to others. And I know that a lot of people say this and it might sound like something that everybody else says, but honestly this is super true. Don't compare your body image wise, certain characteristics, and even like where you are in life compared to others. And personally, I used to do this a lot, like especially with body image wise. I always compare myself to like Instagram models or people who had hourglass figures, and it's like, okay, I want that, and it caused a really unhealthy lifestyle. For instance, I would go moments where I would just work out so much and I wouldn't give my body enough time to rest. Like I would work out like 3 times a day, 5 times a week, you know, like it was intense. And like with all that working out, and I also didn't eat much. Like I ate very minimum, and sometimes I didn't even eat at all because I was scared of getting weight. And honestly, during those times of insecurities, like wanting to have that type of body so bad and not fitting in with everybody else, like it caused me to do that. And if I gained like 2 pounds, it was a big deal to me. So yeah, and where I used to always compare myself to my peers. Like if they did something great and they were successful or educational wise, like I would always like, hey, you know, they did this and I'm still here. And I feel like that also made me super unhappy in the end too, because it's like I always let myself down and not being able to step back and like look at the positives and think that, hey, you know, like I will get there someday, and it just takes time. So one important thing that I think is super important is to know the difference between being inspired by something in someone compared to being impractical. Like I think inspiration is an idea or a ballpoint of where you want to see yourself in the future, and I feel like some people are super impractical with taking inspiration in the wrong way into actually wanting to be the exact same as what they're inspired of, and that can be super it can be a letdown, and it can, you know, be very disappointing in the end, because you can never actually really be exactly like something or someone. So don't be unrealistic with yourself, and be realistic and take inspiration as an idea. Don't be impractical with it. And know that if you're gonna take inspiration, that you have to add your own twist of individuality in it. You can't expect yourself to be like, hey, I'm going to, you know, get a body exactly like Kylie Jenner. Like that's impractical, you know? And this to me was probably the biggest thing that I had to learn when it came to insecurities. I had to learn to be realistic with myself, and sometimes being realistic to your own self can be the hardest pill to swallow, because you're in a lot of denial and you just don't want to accept the fact that some things can't just happen. So yeah, and know that you can expect yourself to get where you want overnight. Honestly, everything that I'm going to share in this video takes time. So this goes into my second tip, is understand your own differences and individuality. Know that it's okay not to be like everybody else. You don't need to, you know, have an hourglass figure to be that bitch. No, you don't. You can still be that bitch no matter what you look like, no matter if you're bigger or smaller. It doesn't matter. Like you could still be that bitch, okay? And know that everybody gets to their milestones and achieves things at different times. So even if you aren't achieving everything at the same time that everybody else you know is, it's okay, because as long as you still manage to cross the finish line, you're still a winner, right? So just remember, like, just because people might get somewhere faster than you do doesn't mean that you won't ever get there. And for me, this was something that happened to me. I remember when I didn't have a job and everybody else I knew was literally getting a job, like everybody I knew, and I was so like disappointed, and I really kind of just let myself down because I was like, you know, I can't get a job, I don't know why. But literally 2 weeks after, I got hired to my first job. So yeah, just know that everybody gets somewhere at a different time, and during this time I really put myself in a panic mode, and I didn't allow myself to see the brighter side. I was just kind of really negative, and when you always compare yourself to somebody else or to other people, it can be really negative all the time, and there's no positivity. So just know that sometimes you just have to be patient for when it's your time to shine. Don't expect to shine with everybody else, and it's okay to have your own spotlight. Know that it's okay. It's okay. And this was another huge factor for me, and how I came to overcome it was that small progress is still progress. And yes, that's a quote, but honestly it stuck with me because it's the truth. Like, progress is still progress, no matter how much progress you're making. As long as you're still making progress, then it's still progress. And when I'm feeling like I'm falling behind, I just know that I need to pick myself up, and I just need to keep pushing and not give up, because I know I will get there. So going into my third tip, which is knowing that success is not a competition. And I feel like this is so important. Allow yourself to genuinely be happy for others and to be proud when they accomplish something. And this is a huge role that gives you the ability to be able to be proud of your own success. If you can be happy for others, then you definitely can be happy for yourself. And I feel like being able to genuinely be proud for others without the thoughts of like, hey, like I already did that, or hey, like I would never be able to do what they did, can really limit your thinking, and it can be negative. So just know that in order to actually be like happy for yourself, you honestly the truth is you kind of have to be able to be happy for others, and so that you can allow yourself to be happy for yourself. And know that if they achieve something great, you know, it's great for them, and then you can achieve something for yourself. And let's see, to me at least, those types of thoughts where I would think that I couldn't get somewhere, or that I already did this and this person's just now getting here, really didn't give me the full ability to be able to be proud of my own achievements, and it wouldn't let me really confidently be proud of what I did. And in the end, I would just hope that someone is just hoping the same for me, that they're proud of me when I do something. So, you know, kind of having other people's back, so when you support them, they'll support you. And yeah, and know that a lot of insecurities can also be I feel like they can also be helped when other people are around to help you, kind of make you feel more confident and make you feel more comfortable. So definitely dealing with insecurities and not something that you have to do alone. Definitely involve yourself in people who make you feel more comfortable, who make you feel like you can achieve great things. So going into my fourth tip is stop trying to prove to other people that you can do something. And if you're gonna do something, make sure that you're doing it for yourself and your own benefit, because in the end, you yourself can only be truly pleased with the outcome and your own achievements and what you did and what you didn't do. And that's honestly the truth. People will tell you that, you know, that they're happy for you, that, you know, they're proud of you and stuff like that, but honestly, what does that all really mean if you don't feel the same for yourself? So to me, when it's like, for instance, when you're growing up and your parents kind of throw you into a direction of what they want you to do in your future, it's kind of like, well, why would you do that if you're not gonna like Okay, like if your parents ask you to be like a policeman, why would you want to be a policeman if you know you don't want to do that? It's stupid, honestly. So don't do that. Like, do things that you know that you're actually going to be proud of, that you know that when you finally cross that line, it's going to be something that you are going to be so proud of, something that you're going to remember throughout your whole lifetime. So I used to do this a lot, and you know, I was one of, okay, I still kind of am, like one of those people who like to prove people wrong, or to prove people that, you know, I'm capable of doing something. But honestly, it never really made me feel happy in the end. So to help myself with this, I just kind of told myself mentally that if I'm going to do something, I'm doing it for my own benefit, for my own good, and, you know, kind of screw what everybody else says, because this is my life and you have the ability to do what you want. You know, it's your life. You do what you want. You do you. You do you, boo. Period. So my 5th tip is to surround yourself with positive people. And honestly, the type of people that you are around can honestly be a huge role in either feeling insecure or confident. And I feel like I used to affiliate myself a lot with people in particular who weren't really positive, and they kind of just made me feel negative all the time, and made me, or sometimes they would pick out like characteristics of me, and that would make me feel super insecure, or you know, things like that. So just know that it's okay to cut certain people and to exclude, and to kind of just, you know, leave things hanging, because if someone makes you feel even more insecure, or makes you feel like you're the worst person that you are right now, then it's like, it's okay. It's okay to let go, because they're not doing you any good. So why would you still stick around? And to me, this was something that was also another hard thing that I had to go through, because obviously there's a lot of people that you get attached with, and there's some people that you think belong in your life and belong in, you know, where they are right now in your life. But honestly, sometimes that's not the truth. Sometimes you just don't like to admit it, that people can bring out the worst side of you and you just don't know. So in certain circumstances in your life, you just have to prepare yourself. And once you prepare yourself and you understand that things have to change in order for you to be better, you will want to make that change. I promise you. And lastly, for my 6th tip is, don't be too hard on yourself. Honestly, don't be too hard on yourself. Don't push yourself too much. Don't be too hard on yourself. Understand that each one of these steps, and each part of trying to overcome insecurities and things just like that, or small things, huge things, they take time. Okay, don't expect yourself to, you know, be something right away, or get somewhere right away, or, you know, have an hourglass figure right away, to lose 5 pounds right away. It all takes time. You know, you're not gonna just one day wake up and become a billionaire, unless you're super freaking lucky and win the Powerball or something. I don't know. But yeah, don't be too hard on yourself, because I feel like when you are too hard on yourself, then it's just too much for you to handle, and it's overwhelming, and it's like you're almost drowning yourself into this when you really don't have to. There's always space for you to grow, and it doesn't matter what age you are, there is always space for you to grow. So understand that. And yeah, just give yourself space, and, you know, eventually you will achieve what you need to achieve and achieve what you are after. And these 6 tips, and honestly all my personal experience with insecurities, I've honestly done each of these steps, whether it be comparing myself and not comparing myself, and understanding myself, really helped me get through my insecurities. And I used to be super insecure, and now I feel like I'm so, like, I have insecurities every once in a while, but who doesn't? Who doesn't? You're always going to have something that makes you insecure, and that's just life, because there's always going to be something that makes you feel, sometimes makes you feel intimidated, or makes you feel like you're not getting enough. But understand, like, it takes time. It takes time, honestly. And once you feel more confident and you feel more of your own self and your own character, it honestly brings up so much. And that's when I feel like I started feeling less insecure about things. I didn't care what my body looks like. I don't care how I look like without makeup on. I don't care how my hair is in a bun or how it's straight but not straight and it's frizzy and stuff like that. I really don't care, because once you are able to accept yourself and accept what you can't do yet at the moment, then it's okay. And honestly, it's okay. And yeah, these are all the things that help me. So I hope that you take these tips and tricks, whether it's just tip 1 or tip 2 or whatever, and it helps you out. And yeah, so that's the end of my little tips and tricks and my way of dealing with insecurities. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up, and if you want more videos like this, comment. And yeah, so I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.